I gotta be honest with you. This guest is going to confuse me. Brunel Che, I believe is her name, and she's part of Donald Trump's quote-unquote diversity coalition. And she claims that she was and is a Obama supporter. But I have a hard time believing that, only because they start talking about Donald Trump and him basically, well, Thomas Roberts starts talking about Donald Trump and you know, his statements, etc. And this lady goes and claims that she loved Barack Obama, etc., etc. And then she starts prosecuting him, and I guess blaming Hillary Clinton for the 8 years of Barack Obama. Check this out. And again, like I said, I don't believe that she was an Obama supporter or even an Obama voter, but she damn sure is a Clinton hater, and she damn sure doesn't like what's happened over the past 8 years. So how she can claim that she loves Obama, I got a hard time going along with this one. This goes a bit long, but hang in there.
Thank you very much. Joining me right now is Brunel Donald Che. Brunel is the vice chair for diversity outreach for the Trump campaign, and Brunel joins me from Chicago. It is nice to have you with me, and I hope you were able to listen to how the Congressional Black Caucus PAC was reacting in D.C., many of those elected representatives calling Donald Trump arrogant, divisive, saying this is nothing more than a reality show, that this is not America's best. What do you make of Donald Trump finally admitting to this fact, and that this is not a dog whistle that so many people have suspected over the last 5 years?
I believe that Donald Trump did today what so many people were waiting for him to do, and that is to give our president the respect that he deserves. And he told the world that Obama was born in the United States, period. You know, sometimes, you know, we as people, we're not perfect. You have people you get into it with, and then, you know, everybody apologizes differently. I've had people I've gotten into it with. We apologize with words, sometimes hugs. I think what Donald Trump did today was a handshake.
Now, first of all, she just went from an apology to a handshake. I don't know about you, but that was no damn apology, okay? He did not say the words, "I apologize." He said one line and then basically dropped the mic, okay? That was no apology, so I don't know what the hell she's talking about.
A verbal handshake to our president.
Brunel, as an attorney, I know words are very important to you, and I know that was, people are going to look at that and say, well, heck, that was no apology. It was 62 characters. We get longer tweets from Donald Trump about much lesser stuff. So just the line of President Barack Obama was born in the United States, period. A lot of people can't shake off 5 years of a lot of the questions, the racist language that took place. And I just want to remind folks, Brunel, about where Donald Trump took this journey, how it began and how it's finishing.
What I'll tell you is this.
Why doesn't he show his birth certificate? And you know what? I wish he would, because I think it's a terrible pall that's hanging over him.
I'm starting to wonder myself whether or not he was born in this country.
So, nobody ever comes forward. Nobody knows who he is until later in his life. It's very strange. He may have one, but there's something on that person, maybe religion, maybe it says he's a Muslim. I don't know. I have people that actually have been studying it, and they cannot believe what they're finding. I still would like to see his college records. I mean, I'd like to see a couple of things. Trump comes along and said, birth certificate. He gave a birth certificate. Whether or not that was a real certificate, because a lot of people question it, I certainly question it.
A few years ago, you led the birther movement, and it turned out to not be true.
Well, I don't know. According to you, it's not true.
All right, so Brunel, now we fast forward to today. He says President Barack Obama was born in the United States, period. Now we all want to get back to making America strong and great again. He also claimed that this was all begun by the Clinton campaign. There is no factual evidence that Clinton questioned the president's citizenship. So why
I'm
not just put this
understanding that there was... I'm understanding that it was Clinton supporters that started, and also.
Okay, so Clinton supporters are different than the Clinton campaign, okay? And all these Republicans keep throwing that Clinton supporters in, trying to tie the Clinton campaign to all of the supporters, which is not the case.
Well, let's not forget, I remember vividly that the candidate Hillary at that time was then saying that Barack Obama, our president, was a secret Muslim.
That is a lie. That is a lie. I will grant that in an interview, she didn't give a full-throated endorsement that Obama was not a Muslim, but she never said that he was. So what she just said is a lie.
So there were some issues back then that were heard from the Hillary Clinton's
as someone, you voted for Barack Obama twice, so
I voted for Barack Obama twice, and what I want to tell you is that...
How do you explain to folks now, as a Trump supporter and working with his diversity coalition, how do you explain to voters how you've been able to shift from being a President Obama supporter to backing Donald Trump, someone who has questioned the validity, the citizenship of the president for the last 5 years?
I do not believe that she voted for Barack Obama, especially after she goes into this next tirade.
What I would say is being a Donald Trump supporter does not make me a Barack Obama hater. I love Barack Obama. He's the president. We are proud of him, still proud of him. But what I will tell you is in Chicago, there are mothers and fathers that are signing death certificates. 3,000 death certificates in Chicago.
Okay, so now she's going to go into the Trump Republican Party line as far as blaming the administration for everything that's happening in Chicago. She's going completely off of the Donald Trump birther issue.
Because of the violence and the killing. What I will tell you is that there are jobs and education that are needed in our cities that are stifling the cities. And what I'll tell you is this: I'm on the ground every day. I'm in the courtroom all the time. People on the ground are eating poverty and drinking hopelessness. They are not thinking about a birther issue. What Donald Trump is fighting against is this very thing. See,
now she's on here supporting Donald Trump. Okay, it's got nothing to do with the birther issue, so she's going to get completely away from this. I doubt that she's even going to come back to it unless Thomas Roberts brings her back.
That class of people, that the establishment, they come in different colors. They're not just white or Asian, or they come in the face of black as well. And what I'm telling you is that there were 8 years ago, the people were promised redistribution of wealth. Well, that money would trickle down. The people were promised better schools. The people were promised investment into the black communities where black businesses could be flourishing, and the black people and
so
different.
Are you frustrated?
Okay, so really quick, they were promised, if they were promised, a better life and an opportunity. They weren't promised everything that she's talking about. And if you really want to lay the blame as to why those quote-unquote promises weren't kept, why don't you look at the Republican Senate and House of Representatives that have done nothing but block Obama every time he tries to do something. So if there's any blame to be laid, you need to lay it to where it belongs.
You were voting for President Obama then 2 times?
No,
because they're saying that this was all promised 8 years ago. So isn't that a conflict to your votes?
What I would say is that it was promised and it didn't come through. And so, though I love President Obama...
That's a lie. She don't love President Obama. She's basically saying that she's blaming President Obama for all of the shortcomings that have occurred in Chicago. So that's a lie.
I am not in agreement with his choice to succeed him, which would be Mrs. Hillary Clinton. Now, when you think about the Secretary of State, you think about the fact that her husband signed a 1994 crime bill that affected and tore apart millions of African-American families through disproportionate sentencing. And then when you talk about the fact where she was calling our youth super predators, and then when you think about...
Okay, so now she's going to blame Hillary for what Bill signed into law that was agreed to by the majority of Democrats, including a large number of people that were in the Congressional Black Caucus. She's going to blame Hillary Clinton for that. She's also going to make the statement about the super predators, which obviously is out there, but you needed to take that statement into context, and she did apologize for it.
The fact that she looks up to Margaret Sanger, a person who believed in extermination of black babies, I have to, myself step back and stop thinking with my Democratic hat, my Democratic loyalty, and look at it as a whole, as an American. Americans are out here starving, choosing between gas and food. They're choosing between rent and child care. The problems of the people are real. And I hear about these numbers, median numbers going up with salaries. People want something they can feel.
Now, and then she just got emotional, and now she's going to start yelling. But if median incomes went up by $5,000 per median household, that's cash. That's something that people can feel. She's making a poor argument here.
Want to feel the difference, feel the change in our country, and that has not occurred. The people on the bottom are not feeling what the big Wall Street and lobbyists and special interests are feeling. They got paid. They got what they paid for when they elected our president, and the people on the bottom have not been paid what they should have been paid and what was promised. And so all I'm saying is, when you make a promise to the people, you have to keep your word. And
right.
On the issue of jobs, on the issue of better education, on the issue of making sure that there's economic growth and investment in the black community.
Explain why you believe in Donald Trump in keeping his word, because there are going to be folks that are part of the birther movement that are going to be really upset that he has changed on this issue. Also, just so you know, in 2013 in Moscow, he told me he had a personal relationship with Vladimir Putin. He told George Stephanopoulos just a couple of months ago he doesn't have a personal relationship with Vladimir Putin. So what makes you so confident that giving your vote to Donald Trump means that he's going to keep his word to the people of color in America when he hasn't accepted the invitation from the NAACP or the NABJ, the NAHJ, or from the National Urban League, has not gone to reach out to any of those communities through those political type organizations to say, I'm here for you. I want you to feel the change.
What I will tell you is that Donald Trump is running for the President of the United States, and he has stated his first and number one priority is the American people. He's not running for the.
He stated his number one priority is the wall.
And you know what? Let me tell you something. I am an American citizen, and I'm telling you, there are literally citizens, Americans, starving, hurting, hungry, while there are persons who are in our country, who are here illegally, who are eating and doing well, while Americans are suffering. And the interesting thing, too, that wall, illegal alien, illegal immigrant is not a race. It's a crime, okay? It is a crime. And Mexicans are not the only ones coming through Mexico illegally. Let's get that clear. So what I'm telling you, these are all distractions.
Well, no, the highest percentage of illegal immigration is coming from Europe. That is the largest of those that are illegal immigrants here in this country.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
It's great to have you on. I want to invite you back when I have more time. We're under the a little bit of pressure of a time crunch here. I want to shout out Michael Cohen and the National Diversity Coalition for Trump. No, this was a really good, and I hope that we have you back. Brunel Donald Che, thank you very much.
God bless you. Thank you, and God bless America.
This woman is a fool. She is a stone cold fool. And there's some more I want to say, but I'm going to just hang on to it. But, see, this is the kind of person that's dangerous, for obviously the African American community in America, as well as most Americans, because she is not rational. Number one, she didn't stick to the subject that she was brought on to speak about. She pivots over and starts doing basically acting like she is a Trump surrogate and spitting out all of the Trump propaganda and the RNC propaganda that we all know is bullshit. Jesus, I don't know where they find these people.